I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. This year is from none other than Rolling Stone from January 30th, 2023, so it's pretty new. And it says Marilyn Manson sued for sexual assault of a minor. They got him now. Of course, everything from Rolling Stone is completely truthful, factual. They got all the evidence laid out. Or wait, maybe, I'm going to take a guess here because I haven't read this yet. It's going to be only allegations, just words. Something that happened a long time ago with no evidence. Let's see what we got. Maybe I'm wrong this time. And it begins. Marilyn Manson allegedly. There isn't evidence. There's no proof yet. There's no video, no medical report, no audio tape. Well, there might be. Let's keep going. All right, let's try it again. Marilyn Manson allegedly groomed and sexually assaulted an underage girl multiple times in the 1990s, according to a new lawsuit. This is the first suit to focus on sex crimes that allegedly took place in the beginning of Manson's career, while those who have previously sued the singer all accused him of sexual misconduct around 2010. So let's go back further now. Going back to the 1990s, I guess we can't really have audio from then or video. I mean, they had big clunky cameras at that point, big video cameras. Audio would have to be, I don't know, some tape recorder. So, I mean, can't expect that. Police reports, medical reports, I guess they got too old. Those got lost. Just gonna have to take this person's word for it. Manson, whose real name is Brian Warner, is listed as a defendant alongside his former labels Interscope and Nothing Records. The plaintiff, now an adult, has submitted the suit anonymously as Jane Doe. The filing includes counts of sexual battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress against Warner and negligence and intentional infliction of emotional distress, among other things, against the labels. The case was filed in Nassau County Supreme Court on Long Island, New York, which is exactly where I'm from. Grew up there for, I don't know, let's just say around 25, 26, 27 years, something like that. And I could tell you, as someone who grew up on Long Island back in the 90s, we did some crazy stuff. I did some crazy stuff. It was just one of those times. But what can I say? Maybe this person is very truthful. Now that allegations are coming out with Phoenix Rising, Evan Rachel Wood, well, I gotta say, a lot of the cases got dismissed, but you know, now's the time. Now's the time to accuse. Not back then, not like 10 years after, not even like 20 years after. Now, 2023. All right, some sarcasm. Let's keep going. In the lawsuit, Doe says she first encountered Warner in 1995 after a Dallas concert when she was age 16. She had waited outside his tour bus with a group of people to meet him, and he allegedly invited her and one of the other younger girls into his bus, where he asked their age and school grade and took down their home addresses and phone numbers. Okay, if that's what rock stars normally do, I'm kind of surprised. I can't really imagine meeting a rock star and they're like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Marilyn Manson. Could I please get your phone number and home address before we continue with this relationship and this encounter? Just write it right here." I don't know. Just seems strange to me. While on the bus, defendant Warner performed various acts of criminal sexual conduct upon plaintiff, who was a virgin at the time, including, but not limited to, forced copulation and vaginal penetration, the lawsuit claims. The age of consent in Texas at the time was, and still is, 17. One of the band members watched defendant Warner sexually assault plaintiff, the suit says. Plaintiff was in pain, scared, upset, humiliated, and confused. After he was done, defendant Warner laughed at her. Then defendant Warner demanded plaintiff to get the F off my bus and threatened plaintiff that if she told anyone, he would kill her and her family, of course. Okay. Could that have happened? I can't say. You can't say. It's word versus word. I mean, that is pretty crazy. She just goes on the bus, all of a sudden, he does it, kicks her off. Why? He'd have to really be mentally insane and dysfunctional to do something like that. If it was just a claim where it happened at some point, they got romantic, they had known each other, I don't know. maybe something came out and it just happened and she said that, but in this way, just like get right on the bus, right off the bus, it all happened. Seems like he wouldn't be able to function in society. He'd be a nut job and just be doing this forever. And he would have been caught long time ago with evidence stacked out the door, not stories with no evidence stacked out the door. Doe alleges that a crew member gave her a 1-800 number for the band and password so she and Warner could meet again. She began using drugs and alcohol shortly after the alleged sexual assault, the suit says, and would continue to abuse substances in subsequent years. So, of course, that's his fault too. Doe claims in the suit that Warner would call her and chat with her online asking for explicit photos of her and her friends after he did this. He wasn't scared they would talk, or he wasn't scared to stay in contact. He just figured, my musical career is picking up now. Let me do some crazy stuff that could land me serious, serious jail time and ruin my life if I do it. I think that's what most people would be thinking. And I can't say this for sure, but looking at his image, the way he was, the way he is, makeup, the jewelry, the costumes, that takes work to upkeep that, get in that every day, be this character. It seems to me like he was working, doing things. I'm not sure he'd want to take all these risks to ruin it. Can I say I 100% think he's innocent of everything? I have no way to know. That's what we're searching for. We're searching for a way to know. We've got two sides. People think he did this stuff, at least to most of the women or something like that, and people think he didn't do this stuff. Now, the reason I'm leaning towards not is because there's no evidence. And with the absence of evidence, I can't rightfully say he did it. I can say it's my opinion, I guess, but that doesn't say much because you don't know for sure. So you could have a billion opinions or 9 billion. You could have one opinion for everyone in the world, and they say, I think he did it, but I don't have evidence, so I can't say for sure. I can't prove to the person next to me he did it because I don't have evidence, just stuck on opinions, going round and round like a dog chasing its tail. It seems like I just said, a dog chasing its own tail. We're going round and round here. You could have 100 people like this person here come out and say he did this crazy stuff on a bus in the 90s, in the 2000s, in the 2010s, whatever it may be. But if there's no evidence, how can I take a side? How can I say I think he did it? I could watch his creepy videos, listen to some songs, some lyrics, things he wrote in a book, and okay, I could give that opinion. I think he did it based on that stuff, but I couldn't say for sure. I mean, we don't have a tape of him saying, I was hitting you, I wasn't punching you. Not like the accuser's got a finger cut off. So, let me know what you think down below in the comments, doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. Following That First Heard, whatever comes up, we'll be following it. And if you don't subscribe here, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.